So this is one of the important financial service which is provided by the financial organization. It includes the entire range of financial service. Commercial banks always deals with debt and debt related finance. A number of banks come together and they will provide loan to the customer, which is known as what? Loan syndication. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the first session of Unit 2, that is Merchant Banking. So my dear students, in a previous unit you have studied about financial service. So what do you mean by financial service? The service which is provided by the financial organizations are called as financial service. So your first unit is all about, you are going to learn in detail about only financial service. So we have learnt about functions of financial service, various types of financial service, and what are the financial assets which comes under financial service. So your second unit is all about merchant banking. So this is one of the important financial service which is provided by the financial organization. Now we shall quickly move on to the session. Let us see what do you mean by merchant banking. So first we shall see how the merchant banking has been originated. So the word merchant banking was originated from the Dutch and Scottish traders. So it was first used by whom? So the word merchant banking, in the sense the first use of merchant banking was emerged during the year of Dutch and Scottish. So they used to use this word, that is merchant banking. Later on, it was developed and professionalized. So first, this Dutch and Scottish used that word, that is merchant banking. Later on, it was developed and professionalized in the UK and USA. So later on, it was developed by UK and USA. Now this has become one of the popular merchant banking or the popular financial service throughout the world. So how this merchant banking was originated? So it was first originated during the period of Dutch and Scottish traders. So they used to use this word merchant banking. Later on, it was developed by UK and USA. Now it has grown to such an extent that now it is one of the important financial service in the finance industry. Now we shall see what is the definition of merchant banking. So according to SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India, have defined this merchant banking according to rules 1992. So they have defined this merchant banking as a merchant banker has been defined as any person. So it is a person who is engaged of the business of issue management. So what is this issue management? In the sense they are not raising their fund, instead they help in borrowing the fund to the investors. So it is engaged in business of issue management either by making arrangement. In the sense they does not directly provide fund to the customers, instead they will make arrangement in providing the funds. So here the merchant banker act as an intermediary. So they are not directly providing fund like the financial institution. Instead, they act as an intermediary and they will arrange the fund for the customers regarding selling, buying or subscribing of securities. So how they act as an intermediary in buying, selling and subscribing to securities, or acting as a manager, consultant, advisor or rendering corporate advisory services in relation to such issue management. Now what you have to remember by this definition, here merchant banker is not like financial institution where they are going to directly fund the customers. Here they are making arrangement in order to give the funding for the customers. So here they are going to arrange the fund. At the same time, it's not only arranging the fund, along with that it provides consultancy services. In the sense they provide or they help in selling or buying of securities. In the same way, they will act as a manager, they will act as a consultant, they will act as an advisor, and they will give suggestions also. Here, you have to remember, it's not like a bank where they provide fund to the customers directly, but here the merchant banker act as an intermediary. Now let us see what is the meaning of merchant banking so that you can clearly understand what is this merchant banking is all about. Merchant banking is a non-banking financial activity. So I have already told you, so it's like a bank, but it is a non-banking financial activity. In the sense, they are not going to directly provide the fund to the customer. Instead, they will make the arrangement for the funds. But it resembles banking function, but it acts like a bank, but it's a non-banking financial activity. It is a financial service. So this is one of the important financial service which is provided by the financial organization. It includes the entire range of financial service. So this I have told you in the definition. It not only help in the arrangement of fund, along with that it also provides consultancy services, like it provides advice, it provides guidelines, it helps in purchase and sale of securities. So here the function of merchant banker is not only relating to fund. Along with that, it provides consultancy services. So merchant banking is a process of transferring capital from those who own it and those who use it. So here I have told you it acts as a mediator. So it acts as a mediator between the borrower as well as the lender. So here the main aim of merchant banking is to transfer the fund one who have to transfer the fund one who need it. Thus, merchant banking involves a wide range of activities. So, it's, as I told, it's not only relating to fund, it involves wide range of activity such as management of customer service. So, here this is also one of the activity which is provided by the merchant bankers. Then, portfolio management. So what do you mean by portfolio management? It helps the investors to invest in various types of securities. So depending upon the return of investment, so the investor will not have sufficient knowledge about investment. In such cases, this merchant banker help in investing their fund in various kinds of securities. Next, credit syndication. So it also helps in raising the credit facilities. Next, acceptance credit, counseling, insurance, preparation of feasibility reports. So these are the certain activities which is conducted by the merchant banker. So it's not necessary for a merchant banker to carry on all above mentioned activity. So it is not necessary or it is not compulsory for a merchant banker. So it depends upon the merchant banking services. So here the service rendered by merchant bankers will differ from one merchant banking to other merchant banking. So a merchant banker may specialize in any one of the activities. So it need not that. So all the merchant banker have to provide a particular type of service. So it depends from one merchant banker to another merchant banker. So where one merchant banker will be specialized in one particular field, in the same way the other will be specialized in other field. So here merchant banker undertakes the services or it provides the services depending upon their specialization and take up other activity which may be complementary. So here it takes one major service as a providing service and other services are complementary in merchant banking or support you to the specialized activity. So here where the merchant banker is specialized, so they can take it as a main activity. Along with that, it can provide supportive activity also, in the sense supportive service also. In short, merchant banking involves servicing any financial need of the client. So here, the main aim is to provide finance to its client. So this is about merchant banking. That is meaning of merchant banking. Now let us see what is the difference between commercial bank and merchant bank. So let us see, I have told you merchant bank acts like a bank, but it is a non-financial service. So it is a non-financial banking service industry. Now let us see what is the difference between, here also merchant banking will help in the arrangement of funds, right? Even the commercial banks also provides funds to the customer. Then what is the difference between commercial bank as well as merchant bank? So the following are the important difference between merchant banks and the commercial banks. Let us see what is their difference. So commercial bank basically deal in debt and debt related finance. Now here you have to remember, so here commercial banks always deals with debt and debt related finance. Their activities are clustered around credit proposals. So here the main aim of commercial bank is to provide the credit facility to the customers, credit appraisal and loan sanctions. So the amount of fund will be given by the commercial bank in the form of loans. So here the main aim of commercial bank is to provide credit facility to the customers. So this is about commercial bank. In the sense they always deals with the debt. So debt means what? Which has to be repaid back to the commercial bank, right? In the same way, commercial bank provide debt to the customers in the form of loan, and that loan has to be returned back to the bank, which is called as debt, along with principal and interest. So here this is about commercial bank. Then how the merchant bank works? On the other hand, the area of merchant activities or the banker is equity and equity related finance, whereas commercial bank is related to debt and debt related finance, whereas merchant banking is related to equity and equity related finance. Here merchant bankers are going to deal with equities. They deal with mainly funds raised to money market and capital market. So on which activity they are going to mainly deal with the money market and the capital market. Here what is the difference between commercial bank and merchant banking? Commercial bank deals with debt and debt finance related activities, whereas merchant banking deals with equity and equity related activities. And the next one is commercial banks lending decisions are based on detailed credit analysis of the loan proposal and the value of security offered. Now what the commercial bank do? So when a customer needs finance, then the commercial bank provide finance in return for the security. Here the customer has to provide the security, then only the commercial bank will provide loan to the customers. They generally avoid risk. So why they avoid risk? Because if the customers have not paid the loan amount, then of course they are having a security. So here the risk is less. So here the commercial bank act very wisely. So whenever it wants to provide loan to the customer, then it takes some security from the customer. So it always tries to avoid risk by having the security in their hand. They are asset oriented. So they mainly focuses on asset oriented. In the sense, the security will be in the form of assets. For example, if a customer wants loan, then he can take loan by pledging something as a security. So he can pledge an asset as a security. Whereas merchant bankers are management oriented. So they are not asset oriented. Instead, they are what? Management oriented. They are willing to accept a risk. Whereas compared to commercial bank, they always avoid risk by taking the security. Whereas merchant banker, so here they are management oriented and they are always ready to accept the risk of the business. So this is the second difference between commercial bank as well as merchant bank. Now let us see what is the third difference between commercial banks and merchant banks. So commercial banks are merely financiaries. In the sense they always deals with the finance. So they borrow fund from the customers, at the same time they lend fund to the customer. So they always deals with this finance. Except finance, so there are only certain services which is provided by the commercial bank. They do not undertake project counseling. Like merchant banking, they do not undertake project counseling. In the sense, they do not study the project of a particular business. So it is unnecessary for a commercial bank to study the project of a customer. So here their main aim is to provide finance as well as lend finance lend finance to the customers as well as borrow funds from the customers. And they do not undertake project counseling, corporate counseling, managing public issues as well as underwriting public issues, advising on portfolio management, etc. So these are the activities which are not conducted by the commercial banks. So they mainly focuses on lending as well as borrowing funds from the customers. So they do not undertake project counseling. In the sense they do not study the project of the customers. In the same way, corporate counseling, they do not study the corporate. So what is going on in the corporate field? Next, managing public issues, that is relating to issue of shares as well as equity as well as preference shares. Next, underwriting public issues. So here they do not borrow, they do not purchase the unsold shares of a particular organization. So what do you mean by underwriting? Underwriting means purchasing the unsold shares of a particular business organization is known as underwriting. So here commercial banks do not do such things, that is underwriting public issues, advising on portfolio management. So it doesn't advise the customers or the investors to invest in a particular type of equities. So here portfolio is nothing but investing in a particular or various types of securities is known as portfolio management. Now let us see what is the difference between, so I have told you commercial banks only deals with the financiaries. Then what about merchant banking? The main activity of merchant bankers is to render financial service for their clients. Here it is only dealing with the financiaries, but here the merchant banks deals with the financial service which has to be provided to the customers. So here, as I told you in the beginning, merchant banking is one of the important financial service in the finance industry. So they undertake project counseling. So these merchant banking undertakes these activities, that is project counseling, corporate counseling in the areas of capital restructuring, mergers, takeovers, etc., discounting and rediscounting of short-term paper in money market, managing and underwriting public issues in the new issue market, and acting as a broker and advisor on portfolio management. So these are the activities which is commenced by the or undertaken by the merchant bankers. For example, they go through the projects of a particular organization. So here the main aim of merchant banking is to provide service, right? So here they does the project counseling also, in the sense they study the project of a particular organization and give advisory service to the business. In the same way, corporate counseling, it studies the corporate also. Then capital restructuring, so it helps in restructuring the capital of a business organization. Mergers, takeovers, so if there is any mergers or takeovers, then it helps in restructuring their capital. Then discounting and rediscounting. So if any organization or if any person is in need of money, so using their bills receivable, they can discount their bill and they can take back the money. Merchant banker act as an advisor in such cases. Underwriting of public issues, in the sense if any business organization's shares are not sold, in the sense unsold shares will be purchased by some other organization. So here merchant banker act as a mediator in purchasing such kind of unsold shares, and it also advises the broker. So it acts as a broker as well as a advisor on portfolio management. So it helps the investors to invest their money in various kinds of securities where they can yield high rate of return. So this is about merchant banking. Now let us see what are the objectives of merchant banking. Now you are clear about merchant banking. So what do you mean by merchant banking? It is a non-financial service which is provided by the finance industry, is known as what? Merchant banking. So here it does not directly provide fund to the customer. Instead, it helps in the arrangement of fund. In the sense, it acts as a mediator between the borrower as well as the lender. So it helps in arrangement of fund. At the same time, it also provides consultancy services. So it acts as an advisor, it acts as a mediator, it acts as a broker. So here the various types of services will be provided by the merchant bankers. Next, let us see what are the objectives of merchant banking. The objectives of merchant banking are as follows. Let us see what are the objectives. To help for capital formation. Of course, I have told you, if any customer is in need of money, so this merchant banker acts as an advisor in arranging the fund to that particular customer. So that, for example, if you take a business, so the business is in need of capital. So it is in need of money for the capital formation. In such cases, this merchant banker acts as an advisor and it helps in the arrangement of funds, so that it helps to increase the capital formation. Next, to create secondary market in order to boost the industrial activities in the country. So it helps in boosting the industrial activities of the country. So industrial activities can be boosted only there is sufficient amount of finance. So this, by providing, or the merchant banker act as an intermediary in arranging the funds for the industrial sector. So it helps the industrial activities to boost. Next, to assist and promote economic endeavor. So here it overall leads to the economic development of the country where there is sufficient flow of money. So if a particular sector of the economy is in need of money, this merchant banker acts as an intermediary and helps in the arrangement of such kind of funds. So thereby it leads to the overall development and promotion of economy. Next, to operate project reports, conduct market research and pre-investment survey. So it also helps in the preparation of project reports. So I have told you it's not only relating to arrangement of funds. So this a merchant banker act as a consultancy services also. In the sense it provides consultancy services also where it helps in the preparation of project reports. So it helps the organization to prepare a project report, in the sense a very good project with a high rate of return. So it helps to study the project, it helps to see what is the investment of that particular project and how the funds can be raised. So all that will be mentioned in the project report. So it helps in the preparation of project report. And at the same time, conduct market research. So how the securities are being sold as well as purchased in the market. So what is the value of securities? So overall details can be given by this merchant banker because it acts as an intermediary as well as it gives the consultancy service. So it gives information about the market research. This is how the market has been working. What is the value in the market? So all these details will be given by the merchant banker. Next, pre-investment surveys. So if an investor wants to invest, so this merchant banker acts as an intermediary and it gives the guidance to the investors about their investment. So before the investment, so the investor can consult the merchant banker so that the merchant banker gives the advice to the investors to invest in projects. Next, to provide financial assistance to venture capital. Now, this merchant banker also provides financial assistance. In the sense, it helps in the arrangement of finance for the venture capital where there is high risk and high return. So, this merchant banker helps in the funding of high risky projects. And the next one is to build a data bank at human resource. So as human resource, so it helps to collect the information for the human resource management. Next, to provide housing finance. So it also provide finance for the construction of house also. So as I told, it act as an intermediary. So among all that services, so this is also one of the service, that is to provide housing finance. Next, to provide seed capital. So what do you mean by seed capital? That is for the new enterprise. So the capital requirement is very important where the capital cannot be given by the financial institution. So it will be not provided by the financial institution. In such cases, this merchant bankers helps in providing fund for such new enterprise. So what do you mean by seed capital? The initial capital which is invested in the new business is known as seed capital. So without any security, this financial institution does not provide finance to such kind of new industries because there is no background for that new enterprise. So the financial institution does not have the security that or does not have the confidence that whether the new enterprise is going to succeed or not. So without investment, of course, a new enterprise cannot be started, right? So this merchant bankers help in the arrangement of funds for such kind of new enterprise where they cannot get fund from the financial institutions. Next, to involve in issue management. That is to involve in the issue management of shares. So it helps in issuing of shares to the public. Next, to act as an underwriter. So I have told you about underwriter. So what do you mean by underwriting? purchasing the unsold shares of a particular organization. So here this merchant banker acts as an intermediary and helps the organization to sell their unsold shares. So that is known as underwriting. Next, to identify new projects and render services for getting the clearance from the government. So it also helps the new projects to get the funding from the government. So here also where the investment is very high and it requires fund from the government, in such cases merchant banker identify those new projects and render services for getting the fund from the government. Next, to provide financial clearance. So it helps in providing financial assistance so that their need will be satisfied through this finance. Next, to help in mobilizing funds from public. So it helps in gathering funds from the public. So the funds can be bought from the public in the form of investment, right? So it helps in mobilizing the funds from the public and it can be used in most profitable ventures. Next, to divert the saving of the country towards productive channel. So here it acts as a mediator between the saving people as well as the person who are in need of money. In the sense, saving people who always wants to save their money and wants to increase their money, whereas the other kind of people is where they are in need of money and they want to invest the money in the profitable ventures. So here this merchant banker acts as an intermediary between the saving people as well as the people who are in need of money so that the ideal saving of the saving people can be utilized in the most productive venture so that the profit can be increased. So to conduct investors conferences. So it also helps in conducting investors conferences. Next, to obtain consent of stock exchange for listing. So I have told you, so listing of stock exchange or the securities of a particular organization or a business has to be listed in the stock exchange, right? So this merchant banker helps in listing the securities of a particular organization in the stock exchange. Next, to obtain the daily report of application money collected at various branches of banks. So here merchant banker along with arrangement of funds, it also helps in providing or getting the daily report of application money collected at various branches of banks. So the branches of the bank, so the main branch, so it will be having several branches, so it helps in providing such daily report. Next, to appoint bankers, brokers and underwriters. So it also help in appointing bankers, brokers as well as underwriters. To supervise the process on behalf of NRIs for their ventures. So here it acts or it provides or it helps in the arrangement of funds on behalf of NRIs. Next, so to provide service on fund-based activities. So these are the fund or the activities which help in raising the funds of the organization. So here the merchant banker help in raising such fund-based activity or it helps the organization for fund-based activities. So to assist in arrangement of loan syndication. Now what do I mean by loan syndication? Now suppose a customer wants huge amount of loan. So he will apply in the bank, but the bank does not have sufficient amount of money in order to provide loan because the amount of loan is very huge. During such cases, what happens? Here number of banks come together and they will provide loan to the customer, which is known as what? Loan syndication. So this will happen when the loan amount is very high and the bank is not able to provide that loan. During such cases, number of banks come together and they will provide loan to the customer. So that is loan syndication. So this merchant banking helps such kind of customers who wants huge amount of loan through the process of loan syndication. Next, to act as a acceptance house. So here the merchant banker also act as a acceptance house. And the next one is to assist in and arrange mergers and acquisition. So what do I mean by merger? So here the two companies are joining together and forming a new company. For example, there are two companies A and B. Now, these two are different companies. Now, these two are joining together and forming a new company, that is AB company. So, that is known as merger. Then what is acquisition? That is purchasing one more company is known as acquisitions. Now, this merchant banker helps in the arrangement of mergers as well as acquisition. So, here the company will not know with whom to merge. In such cases, it provides assistance or it provides advisors in mergers as well as acquisitions. So, these are the objectives of merchant banking. So, these are the activities which are conducted by the merchant banking. So, in my next session, I am going to discuss about functions of merchant banking. So, in today's session, we have learnt about meaning, definition as well as objectives of merchant banking and also difference between commercial bank and merchant bank. In my next session, I am going to discuss about functions of merchant banking. Let us see what are the functions which are performed by the merchant banking. My dear students, hope you all understood the session. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.